Well, hey there, everybody. Hi, hello, welcome back to the Daily Creative Challenges. It's me again. That's right, I'm here for today, tomorrow, and then the Creative Replay for the next 2 weeks. So if you're watching this on Creative Replay in 2 weeks, hi, hello, happy middle of May. Thanks for joining us. Hi, nice to see a lot of familiar faces over in chat. Swarnika is here, Umacorn is here, and of course, our moderator, Wade Acuff. Hi, Wade, nice to see you. And for those that are watching Creative Replay, hey, Eddie, hey, Sarah, hey, Becky. I don't know. Hopefully those are people that are in the Creative Replay in the future. Hi, if you are, call it out in chat. Say hi. All right, let's go ahead and hop in. If you want to follow along, you can follow me. Boom, boom, right here. Hoch.co on Instagram, Twitter, wherever. Behance. I'm right there at that tag, and I will be, again, your host taking you through these challenges. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. You can get our source files by going to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. Wade will be dropping that link for us. And today we're making a greeting card. If you haven't joined us before, we're having a lot of fun making greeting cards, making different things with type, with colors, playing around with Illustrator, and just learning together. So you can download this source file right here by clicking on Get Started, and that will download the source file for you today. You kind of need it today. You could work on your own, but you need it today. So go ahead and just grab it and download it, and then you can work along with us. You also can get involved by going right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. It's the place to be and where we are doing all of our reviews, getting feedback from amazing moderators like our friend Jack, who is in chat as well. So click on that link, check it out, and let's hop in. We are doing a theme over these last 2 weeks. We did showers for the first theme, and now we're doing flowers. And when it comes to flowers, we have something very special that we're doing today for something that is coming up. So let's go ahead and take to the skies, and I will see you in the garden. All right, we're back and we're in the garden, and today we are drinking out of our Golden Girls mug. This is Blanche, because today our project is to thank someone for being a friend. They may have traveled down the road and back again, but their heart is true. You know, they're a friend and a confidant. So today what we are doing, a little Golden Girls remix for you there. Today what we're doing is we will be making a greeting card to share with a loved one in Adobe Illustrator. I know if you're watching this live, Mother's Day is coming up. So we're gonna make a little thing for my mom because we love our moms, they're awesome. And if it is after Mother's Day, make it for a loved one. Send it to them and make sure that they feel appreciated and that they feel loved. Let's get a little more vertical clearance there on the hat, got it. All right, so let's hop over into Adobe Illustrator, and today, again, make a greeting card for a loved one using Adobe Fonts, Color Explore, and Guides. So we're gonna be doing 3 separate things. So let's go ahead and just hop in, and the thing that I'm going to do first is lay out my guides. We've looked a little bit at this, but check it out. So what we can do is we can come in here and we already have some guides turned on. Now, if you don't see these, this is the test for you. If you don't see these lines, you need to turn them on by going to View, Guides, and this should say Show Guides. So click on that. So when you get the starting file and you open Illustrator, you need to have these 2 lines going through. They don't mean anything other than I put them there so that you know that your guides are turned on because we'll need them today. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of map out some different spaces. When I'm thinking about making a message, right, I want to say something that says, I have to tell you, you're the best, love you, right? So those 3 phrases, and I need to kind of map out where I want them to go. Now, when I think about hierarchy, I almost want to just use rectangles, right? Good type is laid out in rectangles to make sure that we have a good kind of visual flow. So what I'm going to do is I kind of want it to be some section up here. So I'm just using the rectangle tool by just hitting M over here. And let's say I want some section up here. And then we want to make another section kind of here. And this section might be a little bit more, let's do it to about halfway. And then maybe we want a little section that's more oval, has like kind of an oval feel to it, like that. That looks good to me. And then I'll grab the again, the rectangle tool one more time. Doing card designs with my students this week. Yes. So then one more time, we'll come in here and we're actually going to grab this, hold Shift and Alt or Option and bring it down here. So now we have 4 different kind of sections that we can work with mentally. What we're going to do is we're going to select all of these, and instead of being shapes, we want them to be guides. So we are going to go to View, Guides, Make Guides. You can also hit Control-5, that's a hotkey. And now these guides have turned into just guides. I can't click, I can't drag, I can't interact with them because they are only guides for us to know where we are going to be putting our type and where we're going to be playing with things. And you love my hat. Thank you. I love this hat. I think that sun hats for men are highly underrated. So let's go ahead and hop in here and make some type. So first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to type out our phrase, I have to tell you. So we're going to grab the type tool over here, and we're just going to click. This is called point type, which means it will kind of go in a line. Did you lock the guides? Yes. Make sure your guides are locked by going to View, Guides, and Lock Guides. Guides and Lock Guides right here. Make sure they're locked so you don't mess them up. So I want to say, I have to tell you. And we're going to align it because we know we want it in this space. So I'm going to kind of just click and drag and hold Shift to make sure that it fills up all that space. Now, I want to make it a little more interesting. So what I can do is I can actually explore Adobe Fonts. We've done this a couple times already to where we can click on the little arrow here and then click on Find More. And Find More is going to bring up all of these awesome fonts, and we can use the filters here to sort through the fonts. Now, I want something that's a little wider and something that's maybe a little squatty and maybe something that has like a little bit of a serif. Let's see what it comes up to. Yeah, let's do Colt. That looks cool. Why not? So we're going to grab Colt, and all you have to do is click on this little cloud. I almost said umbrella. This little cloud right here, and it will activate that font for you. You can see, and there are 2 different versions of Colt. So what we're going to do is we're just going to select Colt Bold, and now we have this type. I'm going to use the scale tool to just scale this down quite a bit. And instead of having it kind of all the way across, I actually want it to fit a little bit differently into the space. I want it to almost have a rise to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this type and go to Effect. Nope, I'm going to go to Object. Where is my warp? Oh no. Object, Envelope Distort. There it is. Make with Warp. I knew it was there. Envelope Distort, Make with Warp. So we're going to click right there. And from here, we have a bunch of warp options. Now, I think it could be cool to have this kind of rise at an angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and look for the rise. So right here, there we go. So it's going to show us that it's kind of moving. So if we continue, it will move that much more to the top, to the bottom. And good night, James. And so we can have that fun little rise there. It looks good to me. So we also can click in and edit this type. So maybe it feels a little bit too wide. I can still double click in and go to change to something like Trade Gothic, which is going to be much taller and probably fit the space better. So there we go. That's fitting the space quite a bit better and creating that. And we can change back to the mesh and make sure that it fits right here and just click and drag. It'll mess up the type just a little bit. We can kind of click and drag, there we go, to where we want it to be. So now we have a cool effect that's kind of going along that line. We can come in here if we need to, and maybe we say, I want to tell you, right? Instead of I have to tell you. You can simply double click, come in here, and type in want. So I want to tell you. What's the difference between warp with envelope distort and the one in the effects menu? Nothing. That's why I was looking. I was looking in the effects menu and couldn't find it and knew that it was over in the object menu as well. They're the same thing. Same everything. So we're going to continue on. We're going to do a couple more, and then we're going to add in some color. So I do want to do a background. I want to make sure that we have time to cover everything today. But what I want to do is down here, I want to do something that says maybe... let's just have it say I love, and then underneath we'll have you. So we're going to hit the type tool to grab the type tool, and I'm going to say I love type that in. We'll blow it up just so we can see it. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make two shapes here. So this oval that we've made, I'm actually going to make that a shape. And what I can do is, because I have my smart guides on, I simply find the highest and the leftist portion of that guide and then pull it all the way down to the bottom and the right. And now we have this shape. So I'm going to make that a color so we can look at it. And I'm going to right click, arrange, and send to back. And from there, what I can do is something that's a little bit crazy. I'm going to take this shape and I'm going to offset that path. I'm going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and we've done this before. I'm going to offset that path just inside so that we have a little bit of space. So 0.125, and we're going to hit OK. And from here, I'm going to bring this object to the front. So I'm going to right click, go to Arrange, and Bring to Front. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Yes, this is where it gets crazy. Thank you, Wade. We have this object in the front, right? And I'm actually going to move this type so we can see it better. So we have the yellow object in the front. We have the type in the background. What we can do is we will select these two, and we need to make sure that circle is in the foreground. And we are going to go to Object, Envelope Distort, and Make with Top Object. What that's going to do is it's going to take the type and it's going to warp it to the shape of that top object, which right now is selected as an oval. Watch what happens. Boom. Really crazy. So it will stretch that type to create that look to fill the entirety of that space. Now for me, it feels a little bit too much. And so what I'm going to do is I like to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to double click in here, and I'm actually just going to add some spaces. So we'll align it to the center just so it aligns a little bit better. And I'm going to add a space to the beginning and end. Sometimes I'll even add in a period so that we can have a little more of that space because we can expand it later. There we go. So that's a little bit more of what I want. And cheating with adding those periods in there is totally fine to get your spacing right. Because what we're going to do is we are going to click on this shape again and go to Object, Expand, and then we will expand the object and the fill. And now it's just paths. So we can come in here and we can direct select these little periods and just get rid of them, because we were just using those for spacing. So I can delete those, and now we have this really cool type treatment that is popping out and having a really cool kind of in-your-face effect. And then at the bottom, we just want the word U. So at the bottom, I'm going to use U. I'm actually going to use a font called Aldine. I don't know why, but it popped in my head. We're not going to use a font called Aldine because I don't have it on this computer. We are going to use Cooper Black. Why not? Expand equals create outline. Yes. Yes is the answer to that. So from here, we're going to add some type down at the bottom. This is going to be a very big U. What I want to do is kind of catch the curve of this piece on the bottom here. And now that the text expanded, it can't be edited, right? Yes. So once you've expanded, can't be edited. We can't go back. It is just locked in now. So with this U, we are going to do the same thing, Effect, Warp, and from there, we are going to just pick one of these and it will bring up the menu. If you know what you're doing, you can very easily find that. But for us, we're just going to pick the menu. And for here, I want to use, I think I want to use Arc Upper. And what that does is as we go up, it's going to make it kind of bulbous at the top. And then as we pull it down, it will make it a little bit less at the top and make it that nice little curve. So what I like to do with this one is actually make the curve go down, hit OK, and then stretch this type up. And you can see that it's giving us a little bit more of that curve that we want with that type. So we can kind of just manually go up and down to fill the space that we want. There we go. And kind of click and drag. So now we've got that nice kind of complement going in, and we have some awesome type there. So from here, what I would usually do is I would fill in these shapes with some extra little funness. Maybe add in a nice little rise like this using the pen tool. And the great thing is once you do one of these, I can copy, paste, rotate, and just put it down on the other side. Looks like it's a little bit too much. There we go. So now we've got some fun little rises there. And then maybe we would put in a line of stars, right? That we would go here to the polygon tool, do a, oops, not a, I was thinking triangles. We can go to the star tool and just do a 5-pointed star. We'll rotate that out. and bring this down. And the reason that I'm adding more things right now is because I want to show you how you can very easily make an awesome color scheme for a greeting card like this without having to go through the trouble of like actually finding color schemes and trying to figure it out on your own. The Adobe community has done this for you already. So what we're going to do is we are definitely going to put something in the middle here. But for now, we're going to ignore it. On your homework, I want you to do that. We only have 10 minutes left, so I want to get through everything. We're going to go to View, and I'm actually going to turn these guides off now. I'm just going to hide guides, and that way we can see a little bit better. And I'm going to drag this up just so we have it there. So that looks good. I kind of want to do a little heart over here in the corner. And here is a super hack for making a heart. Are you ready? Make a square. Right? Use the rectangle tool to make a square. Click and hold Shift as you drag out. Rotate that square by 90 degrees. And that way it is vertical. I think it's 90, might be 45. Now I need to know. 45 degrees. So that we delete the top point using direct select. So now we just have these 3 points, right? 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to change it to a stroke right here, right? Change it over to having a stroke. We're going to change that stroke to having a rounded end and a rounded corner. And then we're going to pump up the weight, and boom, you have a heart. Ultimate hack. So from there, we're going to go to Object, Expand. We're going to expand that stroke, and boom, now we have a great little heart. Perfect. So we're going to make this 5 colors, and then I'm going to show you very quickly how to find great color schemes. So let me go ahead, and I'm just going to outline everything right here. And we're going to make this 5 different colors. Too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. So we'll do these in that green. This one will go into a blue. All of these gorgeous stars are going to be yellow. These hearts will be pink. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this will be red as well. So if you do a pointed corner, don't you get a pointy heart? Yes. If you do a pointed corner, you do a pointy heart. I wanted little different hearts. So yeah, if you want to, you can definitely do one like this and just leave it with a pointy corner, and it will give you a pointed heart if you change the ends to the end caps like that. But I want a little bit of a rounded heart. All right, so from here, check this out. We can actually find color palettes very easily. We don't have to look in here. We can simply click right here to open Color Themes panel. Now, this used to be Adobe Color. Now it's just color.adobe.com, but it's also integrated into Illustrator, which is just the best and most convenient thing ever. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to Explore, and clicking on Explore, here's all the color schemes you need. You never need to think about colors again. All you need to do is type this in here. So maybe I want to type in mother. So let's do Mother's Day. So you can search for themes, and here's some themes for Mother's Day. I love this kind of pink and green theme. So you can search for different palettes. You can search for popular. You can search for different time periods of when they've been popular. Super, super easy and so helpful to be able to find great color palettes. So we can click on these 3 little dots right here, and we are going to add that to our swatches. You can see over here, it popped up a folder with all of those colors mapped out for us in our swatches. And from there, we're going to close the Adobe color themes. Thanks, community who found those colors. And we are going to select all of our art. All of our art. From there, we are going to select all this and then go to Object, Edit Colors, and Recolor Artwork. Now, this is a new tool, and Recolor Artwork is super powerful. Right here, we could use it in this panel and kind of pick out a color theme from a photo. Maybe we could adjust kind of the prominent colors. So here, if we want more yellow, we'd simply drag that up and it would take things to more yellow. Maybe we want less red and more pink. Everything would go a little bit more pink. So it's very easy to kind of push those and play around with those colors. But we are not going to be working in here. We also can adjust the lightness and darkness down here, as well as, that's right, the saturation. So you can play around and mess around with those colors. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to Advanced Options. We'll come back to that. And from here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors. Now it's nice. Can you add a color group to a library from there? Yes, you can add those to your library. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to select all these colors, right? So I'll start over. We've gone to Edit, edit colors, recolor artwork with all of our artwork selected, and then go to advanced options. From here, if we click on our folder of copy of Mother's Day, right, which is the Mother's Day colors, you can see they're all in here. If we simply click on that name, it is going to reassign all of the colors that we had before to the new colors, right? So this looks great. It looks like it's pulling in all those colors. There's not as much diversity in color as I would want, but we can play around and fix that. So what we're going to do is we are going to randomly change the color order. So if we click on this button right here to randomly change the color order, it's going to continue to shift those until it hits a zone that we want it to be. So that looks pretty good to me. It looks like I need some different colors included in there though. So I'm going to cancel this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in another color. I'm just going to add a background here. And that background is going to be just a different color. So I love working in just like terrible colors that are completely wrong, because it allows me to find new colors and it allows me to work when I replace with the color scheme I actually want very easily. So it looks like we have everything here. I'm going to keep that white just to give it a little bit of a pop. But what we want to do is I'm going to add a couple colors to this color scheme. And I think it would be nice to add in kind of a soft blue. So I'm going to grab this pink and then make it a blue. And from there I have a new color, and I can simply, with this swatch selected, click on the plus, and that will add it up to my swatches panel, and I can simply click and drag it into that folder. And now it is included in that color theme. Now I also want to put in maybe a yellow, like more of a yellow color, so that we can have something that really gives a little bit more pop. So I'm going to grab this pink again. Actually, I'm going to grab the green and use those values. So we're going to use the green and just pull it down to a little bit more of a yellow. Let's give it a little more oomph there. There we go. That feels more yellow. And we'll hit OK. Hi, Anika. Yes, replays don't have live Andrew. Kind of they do. Hello, if you're watching the replay, it's me, Andrew, and I'm live. Okay, so we're going to add in one more color here. We're going to add in this yellow, same thing, clicking that plus button and then dragging it over into the folder. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 in the background. So from there, we are going to select everything that we want to change the color of right here. We're going to go to Edit. We're going to go to Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork, and then click on Advanced Options. From there, we have all of our colors right here, but we want to replace them with the colors that we have in Copy of Mother's Day. So we click here, and it now has replaced all of those colors for us with Copy of Mother's Day. And we are going to randomly change the color order until we find something that we like, that we think sits well with that background color and kind of the rest of the colors going together. So you can keep clicking and it will keep cycling and keep shifting through until you find something that you like. I really like that. So we're going to hit OK. We also can change the saturation and brightness of the colors. You probably don't want to do that with something like this, but if we click on that just to show you, it will randomly change the saturation and brightness so that it could be more poppy, less poppy. It's just a good way to explore different color themes. I wouldn't suggest it, but it could be fun if something's not working out for you to kind of rebalance those. So we're going to hit OK there, and now we are going to have a new design with bright colors. And if we wanted to, it'd be super easy to grab these colors, make a copy of it, and then edit colors, recolor artwork, and we can come in here and maybe we want to increase the saturation. So we can click the brightness and saturation and just amp that up. There we go, a lot more saturated. Maybe we want it to be a little more bright as well. So you can pull that up and that will give you a lot more of that punch, a lot more of that oomph. And maybe we want more of the white, less of the green. There we go. Maybe a little more of that neon green, and it feels too pink for me. So we're gonna pull the pinks down and give it more of an orangey look. So there we go. So you can slide and play with all of those, and it looks like an election poster, yes. So you can play with all those sliders to create custom colors, to create really powerful different palettes, and you can hit reset to send it all the way to the back. The randoms give you ideas on starting points to edit from. Yes, very much. Do you ever use random swatches, Phil, Andrew? Almost never. Almost never. I'm pretty stringent on the colors that I use, and I use mostly the color plugin to do that. So Make sure that you are posting your work here, bit.ly/AI Discord, once you make your greeting cards. And of course, send them to a loved one. This weekend, send them to your mom, or if you're watching this on replay, reach out to someone you love, let them know you love them, send them this awesome card that you are designing. But first, post it in Discord, get some feedback. And I will be back every single day. That's right, every single day, meaning tomorrow, for another daily creative challenge. We'll be finishing up, and tomorrow, one of the most requested challenge, we'll be making a logo for all of our garden services. So tune back in tomorrow. We'll learn how to use the Pathfinder tool, use simple shapes, and make a floral logo. That's a hard word to say. And I will see you then for another daily creative challenge. Also tomorrow, join our Discord because we're having a hangout immediately following the challenge. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. So stick around, join the Discord, and I'll see you in the challenge. Bye.